All right. Hey, I'm Krista Wex. You are listening to MSP Sound on KFAI, and I have Beebe Gallini via Zoom. Hey!
Hey!
Woo! Why don't you all, before we get started, there's a lot to share in the Beebe Gallini world, which I love. But let's take a second and everyone just take a second, introduce yourselves. We'll start with Amy.
I'm Amy. I play bass and sing backup vocals in Beebe Gallini.
Awesome. Monet.
I'm Monet, and I'm the newbie of the bunch. So these three graciously invited me to join, like basically right before COVID.
It was the perfect plan.
Yeah.
Won't have to see her that much.
This is it.
My name is Travis. I play drums.
Nice.
And I'm Georgia, and I sing and play rhythm guitar.
Very nice.
Monet is the lead guitar player.
Ooh. Yeah, that was a very good plan to have Monet start just before COVID. It kind of feels a way of just locking her in. Just like
Frozen in time. Yeah.
Yes.
Frozen.
Kind of. It was super intense and like brutality to play this show that we play every year at Trollhagen, and which is 3 sets long. And so Monet joined and basically had 6 weeks to learn 3 sets of music. And we were like, it's gonna be fine, we'll do it. And then when we're done, we have all these other shows lined up and it's gonna go great. And then it'll be easy, smooth sailing from then on. And then that was the show.
Yeah.
We played those 3 sets at Trollhagen. That was it.
Which is a
Yeah,
ski
these that's true. And these guys are so pro, they're like, okay, we're ready, let's do the first 10 songs, let's go. It was trial by fire, that's true.
Yeah.
But you survived, you passed. We were very, very stoked then to just keep rolling. We had some out of town shows and local shows, and yeah, that was all over.
I thought you were going to say, we were very, very worried she wouldn't learn them all.
No, I think
I only got 1 or 2 snide comments from Travis.
Monet was worried, but I was not. I knew that she would.
That's why she was picked, right? That's why she's
Yes. Well, and the rest of us knew the song. So if she didn't know what she was supposed to do, she could just
I'll stop playing.
Just come back when she did.
Knock out. Yeah.
The
Flipping
song
it around.
could just keep rolling.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nice. I know. I was trying to remember when it was, because I remember seeing a social media announcement that Monet was joining, and yes. And I mean, it's still excited. It's still great. And I couldn't remember if you announced it during COVID, or I mean, everything's just a blur from the past year. But
yeah, no, it was great to join these folks, because Amy and George are both such great song writers. It's really fun to join and kind of get to know what kind of original material they were creating, which was pretty amazing.
Definitely. Oh, that's why we're all here today, because there's a brand new album coming out, which is perfect. Like Pandemos coming out Friday, March 19th. How you recorded it during the pandemic, correct?
We did not.
Did not. Okay.
We recorded it soon before the pandemic.
Okay.
With the plan that it would be demos for Monet to learn the songs, to help Monet learn, especially the originals. And then we were gonna shop it to labels and try to then go back in with Monet and record everything, like big time.
Good.
And then the pandemic happened and there was nothing. And as you know, nothing's coming out. Nobody can record, nobody can even play. And so anything that's really big has been put on hold. He blew himself into the other room with that sneeze.
Oh my goodness.
Anything, that's like big time is put on hold. Anyway, we were listening to these demos again and like, this is a whole album of stuff. So why don't we just zhuzh it up? It's done. Like, it's already done. We did do this. We went in to record what, 6 songs? And we did 12.
Yeah, we were going to do 6. We ended up doing
Yeah.
12 or 14. Not all of them actually made it to the record, which we had pretty low standards to make it to the record. So there were a couple that I think I learned that night when we recorded them that one of them did make it. One of them did not.
But anyway, so we just, we're trying to stay excited, trying to find a way to make music without being together. And so while all of us have remained working this whole time, we've been lucky that way. So it's not like we don't have anything to do, but we can't play together. We can't play shows, but so we have a lot of creative energy that we could put into this project. And that's been great, just to have something to do and a goal and something to be excited about and to keep making music even in this way that isn't like being together and playing together.
I can't imagine how hard it's been this past year. Like, I've talked to just a lot of musicians who have been putting out new music. So thank you for putting something new out there during this time. That's kind of what's keeping me going during all of this, because I go to shows. I would go to a couple shows a week. That's what I do. And talk about local music and play it. And, it's one of my favorite things. So I appreciate all that. And I just can't imagine how hard it's been for all of you musicians. Just,
I think we actually had 3 records come out between all of us, right? Tuxines had an album, the Short Fuses had an album, and the Beebe Gallini have one coming out. So no lack of action, I don't think, too much.
Yeah, you're still all very productive during everything happening. So that's, at least you're able to, like you said, keep the creativity going and kind of making music along the way. And just how do we do this? How do we move forward? I know some bands have been like, when do we put an album out? Do we put it out during this time? Do we wait? What's the protocol?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So,
there isn't one.
Right.
Eventually that's kind of what we got to, of like, what's the right thing to do and when's the right time to do it? And it would just, time is passing and it's like, we don't know. Nobody knows. We don't know. So let's just put this out. We've had a lot of fun making some videos too, with just like ourselves and our immediate family members.
Okay.
Following safety protocols. And that's been a really fun project that we worked on with the woman who lives in Green Bay. She lives in Wisconsin. And
Milwaukee.
I think Milwaukee.
Thank you. I've seen her in every one of those cities because she also plays in bands. So we played shows and she's come to shows. And anyway, Wendy Norton has edited our videos that we shot, and that's been really fun collaborating as well. We actually, we got this video released in Bust this week, Bust magazine, and which was a dream come true. But a lot of that write up too had to do with how we're just kind of making do and figuring out like how to do this in the pandemic. And that all of the art that we've done for our CD and the visual art that we've made has been collaborations with other women artists too. Trying to stay sane, help each other stay sane. Do something.
Right.
Do something.
Yeah, well, that's awesome. That sounds like a great collaboration that's come along the way, and looking forward to seeing some of these music videos with your COVID crews.
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel up. So we have a few videos up, and then we're premiering new videos kind of as we finish them. And it's a cool body of work, actually. The videos are really fun. They're all kind of tied together in the same style. That's really fun. And I think it's coming together really cool.
They'll be at we are, instead of a CD release party at a club or a bar, we're doing it online. And it's free and anybody can come. You just kind of click on the link and you're there. It's going to get simulcast on MCN6 cable in Minneapolis, and then PEG in Fergus Falls, which is also a local cable channel in way up north, as well as just on the internet. And I lost my train of thought. No, I'm back. We are going to be premiering 3 new videos on that video release show. And there's going to be a lot of great guests, people who are creating original content just for a video release show, including, I don't know if you remember Steph Dixon, now Steph Dixon O'Halloran, Johnny O'Halloran. They moved out to Arizona many years ago, but she was in Bean Girl and she was Tulip Sweet. Johnny O'Halloran played in Magnetone and the Magnolias. And then we all played in Nikki Corvette together for many years. Anyway, they're going to be on there. And what other local people? Ton of Boston bands. Say again, sorry.
The Toxins.
Yes, the Toxins are going to be on there.
Nepotism.
Get him in with the guitar player.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So Georgia, I actually have a question for you.
I'm ready.
How did you hook up with Rumbar Records? Did you know Lou before, or how did that all come about?
Speaking of Johnny O'Halloran,
Mhm.
well, did you never, the Short Fuse's old bass player, Tom Meehan, he lives in Brooklyn and he has for many years, and he has a radio show as well. And he's been talking up Rumbar Records for years. And he had told Lou about the Short Fuses a couple years ago. And Lou was like, I think it's too hard rock. Anyway, then Morten from the Yum Yums in Norway, who will also be making new content for this video release, he told Lou on Rumbar put out the Yum Yums new record on CD in America. And he told Lou, don't you know that that's Travis Raymond? And Lou was like, what? That's Travis in Georgia? And then he basically was like calling here all the time, like, Travis, I want everything you've ever done. I want to put it all out on CD. I want to, even if it's been put out, I want to re-release it on CD. I want to promote it. Like, everything you've done, I want to do it, Travis. And Travis was like, okay, well, here's my deal, blah, blah, blah. Here's the whole thing. And I think I answered the phone when he called once. And I was like, what about our band, Beebe Gallini? Because this kind of seems like it's right in line with all the music that you put on your label. And he was like, what? Travis didn't tell me about that. And I was like, okay, well, let me send you an email right now.
The first one on the page. On the Bandcamp.
It slipped his mind. One of them. I don't know. Anyway, I made the case to Lou, and Lou was like, yes, I love it immediately. I want to put it out. And I was like, okay. Well, and so he was thinking about our single and the song that we had done digitally, which he did release those. And then I was like, we do have this whole record's worth of material that we recorded as demos, and it's pretty good. He was like, yes, send it to me. So anyway, he loved it. And it's been going great gangbusters. This guy, Malibu Lou of Rumbar Records, is such a good guy. He's such a mensch. He's just like spreading good music and love everywhere. He's like dragging all these artists out of their like funk and saying like, come on, do it. Let's do it. Let's put it out. Let's put it out. I'm going to get it on radio all over the world. And he's doing this. It's amazing. And he's not a musician, but he's just like making so much good stuff happen right now. It's wonderful. Sorry, Amy, go ahead.
I feel like Lou and Justine and that Boston crew is like my COVID friends. Like, I can't wait to like meet them and play with them and hang out when this is all over. Like, I don't know about you guys, but those relationships that you've built over the past year that are mostly virtual, and then it's like, oh, I can't wait to meet these people and actually hang out. Those guys are definitely on that list for me.
I agree. Yes, Boston Caravan, as soon as we can. And they want to come here. So there's tons of Boston bands that want to come here too. I know I never stopped talking, but I would like to leave some space for
Well,
someone else.
I have another question then.
Oh, I love it. Good.
I was curious what Amy's writing process is for original songs.
Oh, well, you know, since I play bass, it really comes down to a lot of times I'll write a vocal thing first, or sometimes I'll write a bass riff first that I'm just kind of noodling around on. And then typically, especially in this band, I'll put together a really bad version of that on my phone and send it to Georgia and say, does this sound like a real song? And Georgia's such a great singer that she can take those kind of bones of a song and really turn them into something that sounds really cool, and add, you know, all of you guys adding your parts in really, I think, fleshes it out. Because for me, it is weird, but I've always just written a bass line, and sometimes I'll start with a vocal line. And it's really, really been a pleasure to write for a better singer than me in this band, for sure. Because in the past, I've just written stuff for me to sing. And I'm just like, well, I like this song, but wouldn't it be great if someone who could actually sang this song? And that's been really nice to have that in Beebe Gallini. It's inspiring.
I feel the same way. I love writing with Amy. That's been a real, I don't know that we knew that going into this, when she joined the band, that we would have so much like good energy, like bouncing off each other and kind of building each other up. And yeah, whenever she gives me any song idea, I don't know, I probably have a crazy look on my face when I'm listening to it, because she's looking at me. She can't figure out, does she like it? Does she not? And my mind is just going like, listening to every part of it. And then I'm like, I love it. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's sing it back to her. And then it starts to like grow from there.
Wow.
I love it.
I
That's
do.
amazing.
How did you and Georgia meet? Like, how did you two get connected?
Me and Amy?
We live a block away from each other, and I think that had a lot to do with it. Although Georgia has known my husband since high school, possibly.
Yeah, ninth grade.
Yeah, so both guys knew each other, and then we ran into each other in the neighborhood, and we had like a family hangout or something, and we were like, you know, we should hang out.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of like, hey, I need a bass player. I'm like, I can do that. That would be fun.
I play the bass. Coincidentally, I play the bass and write songs.
Because Amy, you have a long rock history locally too.
Yeah, I've been playing in bands since like 1986, I think was my first show in the entry. Not to date myself too horribly, but I think I just did that. And like Strumpet, Brits Out of America, played with Flower, played with a band called Brown Star that played at the Uptown Bar quite a bit. Yeah. But all different bands. So it's just always amazing how long you can play in this community and maybe not run into other people. The way I didn't necessarily cross paths with either of you until we started working on this project.
That's true, except that my boyfriend Joe has a Strumpet 7-inch.
Yeah.
We
so
recently brushed that off.
Yeah. Yeah.
I bet he's right there too.
Waving it around. No, actually, it was a couple weeks ago.
I'm waiting for that Zoom lag, just making sure nobody else is jumping. I don't want to talk to anybody. So I like long, awkward pause, just looking at all the boxes, making sure no one's about to talk. So where can people find Pandemos? streaming, Bandcamp? They're physical.
Yes, and yes. So it's primarily going to be available on the Rumbar Records Bandcamp, but we're also distributing it via all the usual channels on distribution. So it'll be on Spotify and the Apple Store and wherever else you might stream music, as well as physical CDs coming out from Rumbar. We have our own Bandcamp. We also have a good old-fashioned beebegallini.com website where everything can be kind of, I try to update that as much as possible, but there's a lot to update these days.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
It's been a kind of a digital learning curve, but you know, we'll have t-shirts on. We have an Etsy shop under Beebe Gallini where you can order t-shirts and
Go, Amy.
Sweatshirts, hoodies,
hoodies, patches, buttons. You know, we're putting a lot of pandemic downtime when we're not going out to shows and practicing making little things. Building websites, making Etsy stores, all that kind of stuff.
I have a question. Do you guys think that this white hair right here looks like I'm wearing like a shark tooth earring or like a lucky rabbit's foot?
It kind of does because it's really small on my screen, so it actually could look like a rabbit's foot.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
or like one of those feathers that has a
little
roach.
feather.
Oh yeah,
Earring, yeah.
Yes.
Here's our patches.
Oh, very nice.
they're sweet.
Amy just
Yeah.
brought me some today.
Do you guys want to talk about what kind of music we play at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I jump in like I know the answer.
a listener to the interview might be interested in that.
Well, Krista's gonna play some of the songs, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely. You get a little taste.
All good stuff.
You know,
Krista got an advance copy
Mm,
of the Pandemos.
that I thank goodness I work from home because I squealed with delight when that happened, and there's no way I could have hidden that at work.
God, thank you.
So
I'm so glad.
I
Well,
love it. I think it's fantastic, and it's just rocking out all day.
so Travis, what's your characterization of the music genre of Beebe Gallini?
My characterization? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean. What do I think it is?
How would you describe it? Yeah.
Well, initially, it was to be kind of a girls in the garage 60s outfit. I think it still kind of holds on to that aesthetic and sound.
That's it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a girl, so that changed.
I want to tell you this though, that Travis loves girl bands, loves music made by women. And so I said, your dream has come true. You finally joined a girl band.
You feel it, Travis, inside.
Yes.
You're the ugly one.
What? I'm the best looking one.
Everybody knows that. I'm just joking.
I mean, look at this earring.
Yeah. That's your lucky feather. Mhm. Lucky feather earring. What I feel about our band that I'm so happy about that we've been trying to maintain, that can be hard, is that I think that all of our songs are really danceable. That has a lot to do with the drums and the bass. But frat rock is kind of like a subgenre of garage music, and that's kind of what we do. We could go even deeper and say that we are ski lodge rock, but that's only once a year when we play a troll.
When we literally play at a ski lodge. Yeah.
But really, I mean, we're just trying to make music that's super fun to play, and hopefully everybody who sees it has fun too. And that's what we're trying to do. That's it. I don't think we have like a deep message, except like enjoy your life.
And I thought that was kind of the energy of the recordings when we were listening back to them after a couple of months of like, oh, we're in the pandemic and listening to it. It's like the recordings, they sound live-ish, like you can kind of tell that we recorded a lot of songs in a short amount of time and just kind of ripped them out and didn't make everything perfect. But it has that kind of energy that you might get from a show where you get unique performances, or like all of a sudden the arrangement kind of went off the rails, but you don't go back and fix it. Like it kind of has that energy, which for me, like in this time, that's fun. Like, and that's kind of what I'm after. If it's recorded, at least I want kind of some of that fun energy coming out of it. Hopefully people get that.
The whole idea to call it Pandemos, pandemic demos, the whole idea to call it Pandemos was Amy's. And to put it out on March 19th was Amy's idea for the 1 year anniversary of like the whole
lockdown madness
shiz show.
Yeah.
It's genius.
I agree.
Have a good time.
Give the credit to where it's due. Yeah, I love it. Monet,
Yeah.
how are you finding it?
Well, after a long time where I didn't see you guys for months, I'm finding it very enjoyable.
No, we just played together on Sunday for the first time in a year or longer. It was more than a year, I would think.
Probably.
It was very close because the last show was that Troll Hoggin show in February.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you guys floating after that?
Yeah, it's nice to get back on the horse.
I was like, my God, I feel like myself instead of some clenched up, like just worker bee who's trying not to die of COVID, which is the goal.
Yeah.
It just made me want to get back on stage again really bad.
Did it?
Yeah.
It didn't make me want to get back on stage. It made me want to get back and play with you guys.
Aww.
I love to play shows. I do, but you know, I'm kind of a spaz, so it stresses me out.
I like to
have
play
to do
shows,
it.
but I hate loading in. and
Driven
loading
to
out.
do it. I must do it in order to live, but it's stressful.
You are driven to play shows by me.
Yeah, he's the driver. Designated driver.
Up over.
And we don't even know how we're going to play shows anytime soon.
Outside.
But we did figure out that we
Spring is
could
coming.
practice with masks on and sing with masks on. And I'm not going to say that I liked it at all, but I preferred it to not practicing. So I'll take it.
Baby steps. Hopefully this summer there'll be some chances, like Amy said, outdoor shows.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Please.
We are available for summer festivals. You know where to find us.
Well, let's also take a second. Let's talk about the name Beebe Gallini and where it comes from. I love where it comes from. And I think I've said it multiple times on the show, but I would love to hear the band talk about it for once instead of me telling you.
Travis gets all the credit for that one. When the band was forming, he gave me an entire page with 2 columns in it. That was all band name suggestions from the Brady Bunch.
That's
amazing.
So like
That's very
40
So did we
Band
turn
names
down
that
like
were
March to
all
March
from
to
the
March
Brady
to-
Bunch. Pork chops and applesauce, anything you
Nice.
can think of. But Beebe Gallini really stuck, and people, it's just fun to say.
It is.
She's a character from one of the episodes.
And I don't even like the Brady Bunch, but I totally remembered her and her episode.
Can we get a picture of Beebe Gallini up
Right.
here?
Whoop.
Special
Right
effects.
here.
Yeah.
Travis, what? I
You get your
didn't
producer to
know.
put a shot of that up.
Yes.
I didn't know about the Brady Bunch obsession. Did you just marathon it and just watch like 20 episodes?
He knows it all by heart.
Knows it.
Oh, on DVD, maybe even, or on tape.
The Brady Bunch DVD set has lime green shag on the outside of it.
Yes.
And like a neon daisy in the middle of it.
You
But
want me to go get it?
yeah, show it off.
Yeah.
So we could have ended up with some kind of Partridge Family reference, like that could have happened.
Probably not.
No, it's not. I like the Partridge Family, but no. Travis is a Brady Bunch fan. There was a whole other list of band name suggestions too, but I don't remember any of them. Only the Brady Bunch ones.
What was the runner-up?
There was a lot of talk when the band started with a couple other band members. They really wanted it to be called the Young Quinlans, and I was like, "We're not young."
What is it
Quinlan.
referred
And
to?
I don't want to be called the Old Quinlans.
I don't
So-
even know. What's Quinlan's?
It was like a Dayton's here back in
Oh.
before any of us can remember. It was a store, like a department store called Young Quinlan. So
Huh. Ooh.
it's lyrical. I understand totally, but I was like, I feel like
I don't know if I like that backstory as
how
much.
young in our name.
Yeah.
Well, we're named after an old department store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a good ring to it.
I was like, we don't need to set up the jokes ahead of time. People and the Beebe Gallini thing, people either get it and they know that it's from the Brady Bunch, or they just say it and they like saying
Or they
it.
don't care and mispronounce it.
That's fine too.
We get a lot of Galina, right? I don't know if you've
Beebe
heard that.
Gallini,
Baby Gallini,
Baby
Beebe
Gallini,
Gallina.
Beefy Gallini.
Beebe Gallini.
Beebe Bellini.
Beefy Gallini is what I'm making for dinner tomorrow, but it's a house specialty.
It sounds delicious.
It's okay. It's not that great. I mean, for free. What are you can't complain to the
Why are
management.
you doing
You told me to put up a picture of Beebe Gallini. I'm trying to find it.
that? No, that's
That was going to be in post.
not in
That was
post.
going to be post production.
I was
Chris
gonna
is like,
say,
yep, it is.
Yep,
That's
yep.
happening.
My producer is
Right.
on it.
Your production team
Get me
Is-
that
is-
photo.
is on it.
Interns,
Yeah. Chop chop.
interns, I need a sparkling water.
Mike's,
And a
Mike's
picture of
horoscope,
Beebe Gallini.
Mike's horoscope said that a strange and interesting woman would come into his life. And so he got a client, Beebe Gallini, who wanted him to design her new makeup factory. And she's like a Zsa Zsa Gabor type, dressed in pink and gowns. And
Marabou,
I thought it could have been
feathers.
thematic for the band to like.
Oh, we
dress
could
up
have.
with it.
Oh,
We're not doing that.
yeah. You didn't actually mention that to me
Not
when
you
I
guys.
joined.
The
Oh,
young
okay.
Quinlans, the young Quinlans,
Oh, right.
for them to do it. It was about halfway. There was like some glittery boots,
We
fancy
the
dress.
first iteration of the band, we did have matching silver glitter boots, and we would wear matching dresses, and that part was really fun. But when we turned co-ed, that was a little bit more challenging, and we kind of lost interest. So now we just try to,
Just whatever we
wash
show
your
up
face,
in.
brush your hair, slap on some lipstick and some eyeliner, and get up there. We tried to have matching outfits again, but it just seemed unnecessary. So now we're more like, we might go with a color theme. Everybody wear green and black, but that's about as far as we go with the Beebe Gallini style.
And so Bobby's airplane flies into the room and lands in Beebe Gallini's hair, and they're coming around and he squirt squirt guns and her makeup's running, and Cindy says, "Mommy, she cries black tears," and then she leaves.
That could be our look. That could be our look.
And all's well at the end. But
She was disparaging to Carol Brady.
yeah,
She kept calling her the little woman.
little woman. Yeah, Carol didn't like it.
This is tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Not cool.
She wanted her factory to look like a powder puff. That
Well,
was hard from an architectural standpoint.
Yeah, Mike probably
first
not up.
she
that.
wanted a compact that would open. That was the size of a factory, and that would open. And then she came in and was like, "I've changed my mind. I want a skyscraper that's a lipstick that twists and goes up."
This person that doesn't know anything about the Brady Bunch here.
That idea has legs, though.
Well, that's why I remembered that episode, because I was like, I want to go in a building that's a lipstick that goes up. But the whole premise was that these things could literally not be done. But Mike he was not allowed to like quit. He didn't know how to quit.
She was too demanding.
And so, no, she had ideas that were not feasible to make in this period in time. That period in time or this period in time. Could they make a lipstick building now? What do you think?
It ain't totally possible.
I think so.
There's probably one in Dubai right now.
I was gonna say, maybe one is
Kind of
already.
like the Guggenheim, only
Mhm.
small.
Are you shuffling cards, Monet?
No, it's my iPod case.
Oh.
My AirPod case. Okay.
You can do it. I just wondered what it was. And talk about Beebe Gallini, the character.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Thank you. I don't remember that episode. And I feel like I watched a lot of
Sorry.
Brady Bunch when it was on
Oh,
TBS all the
yeah.
time.
I'm
But
trying to just see if an email is coming in that is pertinent to the rest of our night as a band, but so far no.
You froze Krista Wax.
Well, I'm sorry.
am I unfrozen?
Yes.
You're
I
there.
apologize.
Yes.
I apologize.
Okay. All right. Well, Beebe Gallini. All right. Pandemos comes out Friday, March 19th. I don't want to say in celebration of 1 year,
Right.
but more in the shock of
Spite of
1 year
Commemoration.
commemoration.
In
Uh,
just general alignment with.
Marking the
just
year.
noting where we're at. The 1 year mark. And what better way than to have some great new music to celebrate and rock out to?
Yay.
Yes. And the live stream event will be Sunday, March 21st
Mm-hmm.
on all websites. You can find it through social media.
Yeah.
Amy's got it out there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. You'll find it on our Facebook page for sure, and that'll shoot you over to wherever it is on YouTube. Anything on Rumbar Records, he is publicizing it pretty heavily as well. So going to Rumbar Records Bandcamp or Facebook page will get you there as well.
It's probably going to get a lot of these
Thumbs.
Well, thumbs.
likes.
Likes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, so I should have said this. It's also a fundraiser for Save Our Stages.
Oh,
So the people who are putting together this video show is not us, because we don't know how to do that. But in Boston, there's this crew of 3 people who put together this event that's called the Mess Around. And usually it's held like at a bar and bands play all day, and it's a fundraiser for a good cause, you know, a food shelf or something. But because of COVID, it's had to go online. And so they've done a few video fundraisers. So this will be a fundraiser. I believe it streams live actually on YouTube. It's not a Facebook live thing. It streams on YouTube. And so people can like comment there. There'll be links to show how to donate to Save Our Stages. And there will be prizes and giveaways, and as well as performances that are going to be just for the video event. Natalie Sweet will be doing one. I think the little girls are going to be doing one. There'll be also some produced videos as well, sprinkled in. So I think it'll be a good time. And what else are you doing? at 5 o'clock on Sunday?
Nothing.
Just worrying about the week to come. So don't worry. Just come to this thing. Pretend you're at a show. That's what it's supposed to, that's what we're doing. We're all just going to pretend we're at a show.
We're going to pretend we're at a show. We're going to ignore the Sunday scaries. We're going to have a good time.
Yes.
Well, that's very cool. Save our stages. So important during this time.
Yeah, they put forth a few charities, and I was like, this seems like the obvious one that's national and that can benefit everybody around the country, who's going to be giving us these videos for our show.
Very nice. Beebe Gallini, thank you so much for joining me. So I love the new album. So excited. Congrats getting with Rumbar Records. Malibu Lou. They say that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's just as much fun to say as Beebe Gallini. I'm sorry, Amy. What were you going to say?
Shout out to Lou. That's all.
Maybe we should come up with a drink, a signature cocktail.
I know it sounds, I think you do need a signature drink for that. Sounds great. Well, thanks so much for joining me. Congrats on the album. And yeah, everyone check it out. Out Friday, March 19th.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.